striving for harmony. Korean and Japanese youth engages in cultural exchange. Upcycling, transforming waste into valuables. Cooperatives, a new hope for job creation. Restaurants on wheels, where are the food trucks headed? It's been 50 years since Korea and Japan formed diplomatic ties. But the bilateral relationship grows more acrimonious as historical disputes show no signs of abating.
한국과 일본이 대화를 안 하잖아요. 그래서 그게 너무 안타깝고 그때 과거에 벌써 그렇게 했던 만큼 이제 좀 대화를 해서 관계를 더 앞으로 개선해 나갔으면 좋겠다.
日本の立場から考えるともっと韓国のことについて興味を傾けることが重要かなと思います。
The young people of the two countries have joined hands to mend the frayed ties. Four Angles looks at their efforts to understand and communicate with each other. Around 50 young Japanese teachers visited Korea last August. They have traveled to Korea every year since 2001 to meet with the students in Korean schools.
韓国のことを少しでも知りたいと思って、来ました。
韓国の、小中学校、高校、特別支援学校の教育を学びに来ました。
They visit Korea annually because they want to personally experience Korea's educational environment and broaden their understanding. There is a Q&A session as well, and the students got to satisfy their curiosity about Japan.
일본에서는 주로 어떤 시스템으로 학생들이 대학에 입학하는지 알고 싶고요. 일본에서도 그만큼이나 열정적으로 한국어를 배우는지 알고 싶습니다.
現在私のクラスには20名ぐらい韓国語を専攻している生徒がいます。ここを除きますと韓国語は一番人気が高いです。
After the ties between the two countries deteriorated, the meeting between the teachers gained a greater significance.
이런 교류를 통해서 그것이 양국 간에 특히 또 동아시아 전체의 어떤 관계에 있어서 굉장히 좋은 결과를 가져올 것이다. 그렇게 저는 믿습니다.
Korea and Japan formed official diplomatic ties 20 years after Japan was defeated in World War II and withdrew from Korea. Then Japan gave an apology for colonization of Korea on the 30th anniversary of establishing diplomatic relations. The two countries appeared to be getting closer. But Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, right-wing extremist remarks and actions have caused tension to mount between the two nations. Koreans have demonstrated their strong disapproval of the Abe administration.
가깝게 지내기에는 좀 거리감이나 감정이 좋진 않은 것 같아요.
좋은 감정은 딱히 없는 것 같아요.
피해를 입은 사람이 용서할 때까지 진정성 있게 해야 되는 게 아닌가.
The Japanese people's views on historical disputes are vastly different from those of Koreans.
あまりそういう歴史とかは知らないですね。
韓国の人はなんかちょっとなんやこと言うとけど、もうそんな昔の話や。
それも全然もう食事も与えられないでしてるわけね。それはもう戦争の戦時中のあれでございますので、それはいろいろと覆してしまえばね、いろんな問題出てきますよ。
Such difference is leading to negative images of one another. This club of Korean and Japanese college students has been engaged in exchange programs for 30 years now. They are concerned and saddened by the recent status of Korea-Japan relations.
한일 학생들이 같이 모여서 경제, 역사, 문화, 사회 이런 다양한 장르, 그 분과 주제로 이제 분과 회의를 진행을 하고요. 또 그래서 심포지엄 발표도 하고 강연회도 하고 서로 문화 교류도 함께 하고 친목도 다지고 있습니다.
대한 이미지는 문화적으로만 접했기 때문에 저는 굉장히 긍정적이었어요.
좀 일본에 대해 악감정이 드는 건 사실이에요. 韓流っていうのは本当に日本が韓国に興味を持つすごい一番の影響になったんじゃないかと私は思ってますね。
It was back in 1998 when the two countries opened up to each other's cultures. And cultural exchange really took off as Hallyu grew popular among the young Japanese. Surveys show that people in their 20s and 30s who grew up exposed to each other's pop culture are more open to each other.
And to try and address internal issues as well, how Koreans disagree, Japanese and Japanese disagree about history. The most effective way to establish close relations is exchanges in culture, arts, sports, and from every level, from elementary school students all the way up to senior citizens.
Ordinary citizens of Korea and Japan have taken the first step toward reconciliation by working together in a musical production. This musical has a mixed cast of Korean and Japanese members. This is the first attempt to resolve historical issues between the two countries through a musical.
한국인이라고 하지 않고 일본인이라고 하지 않고 시민 개념의 국가가 아닌 시민들 간의 교류라는 주제로 해서 실제로 그렇게 하고 있습니다.
On stage, they will deliver a message that they may dislike the past, but must embrace the wounds.
한 곳에서 그렇게 같이 노래를 부르고 춤도 추고 뭐 누가 위가 아니고 누가 아래가 아닌 동등한 입장에서 좀 서로가 이제 가족 같은 느낌을 얻었다고 해야 되나? 되게 뜻깊었던 것 같아요.
歌とか踊りだけじゃなくてコミュニケーションを取ることがすごい楽しいです。
日本人、韓国人という分け隔てのないみんな一人の人間だということ、そして一つ一つの問題をみんなで解決するんだということ、それができるんだということを伝えたいと心から思いました。
If the two peoples become friends through song and dance, even the complex and thorny relationship between Korea and Japan may soon enter a new hope-filled era.
Discarded trash reborn as beautiful items. Upcycling is captivating the world not only with ingenious ideas and designs, but also with thoughtful consideration for Earth.
버려지는 거에 새 생명을 불어넣는다는
기존의 리사이클링에 그치지 않고 더 높은 가치를 만들어낸다는 점에서 저는 다르다고 생각을 합니다.
Going one step farther than just recycling, upcycling adds new values and gives amazing makeovers to waste. In the middle of summer, 1,600 paper pandas came to Korea. These cute pandas catch the eye, not in a zoo, but in downtown Seoul. But they have one more fatal charm.
폐지로 만들었다고 하더라고요. 그래서 너무 예쁘고 또 애들한테 또 판다가 어떤 건지 또 보여줄 수 있는 또 기회도 되고 하니까 너무 좋은 것 같습니다.
The creator of these pandas is French artist Paolo Grandjean. He crafted the animals from paper waste. Back in 2008, there were only 1,600 pandas worldwide, so their paper counterparts traveled to more than 100 cities around the world to boost public awareness of the environment.
Pour parler du problème des pandas et aussi de tous les animaux qui sont en danger dans le monde. Et c'est une expérience qu'on vit depuis quelques années. J'espère que les enfants seront sensibilisés.
Panda Doll's transformation from discarded paper to art is steering the public interest to upcycling.
업사이클링이라고 하는 거는 그런 재활용 개념에서 한 단계 더 나아가서 어떤 예술적인 가치, 그다음에 디자인적인 가치를 더해서 그 물건과 그 재활용된 폐자원이 사람들이 쉽게 쓸 수 있고 또 즐길 수 있는 어떤 아트 작품, 문화 상품으로 개발되는 것까지 얘기를 하는 겁니다.
Recycling helped slash waste production for many years, but started evolving to upcycling about a decade ago.
다 소파예요, 이거 전부 다. 근데 이거는 현수막이고 그리고 이건 양복 바지.
Unlike recycling, which simply reuses items that are thrown away, upcycling transforms discarded items into totally different products by adding design elements.
폐기 직전의 제품들을 저희가 수거를 해서 디자인적인 이야기를 넣고 만든 이제 업사이클 제품들이고요. 국내 최초로 저희가 만들어준 업사이클 브랜드예요.
Although Korea is a late starter, its recycling volume is among the world's largest, promising a considerable market growth. Furniture is one area where the combination of design and recycling produces the most commercially viable products. Old ships and dilapidated houses in Indonesia can gain new life when they're infused with design.
폐목재를 가져오면 이제 쓸 수 없는 부분을 잘라내야 되거든요. 이런 못 자국이나 이런 탄 자국들을 일단 한번 다 도려내요.
Although these furniture pieces appear old, they are exceptionally durable and toughened by Indonesia's humid weather.
새 나무를 쓰는 것보다 그게 변형이 덜한 거죠. 그러다 보니까 그 가치가 더 높다는 얘기를 저희는 하는 거죠.
In modern society, where new is considered good, upcycling turns consumption into consideration for the environment.
산업 폐기물에서 나오는 어떤 독소들, 그 다음에 위험 요소들을 먼저 제거할 수 있는 그런 가공적인 어떤 과정이 먼저 필요하다고 보고요. 그거는 한두 사람의 힘으로 되는 것이 아니라 어떤 시스템적인 그런 과정이 좀 필요하다고 저는 생각이 듭니다.
Thus came Korea's first upcycling art center. A shuttered-up building was converted into a cultural space, which currently exhibits upcycled artworks.
And this one's the easiest. You could do this one at home.
People do not stop at just admiring the art pieces. The center runs an interactive program allowing visitors to personally make upcycled items.
체인들을 이제 분해해서 이제 그런 기름때를 닦고 이렇게 연마를 해서 이제 이거를 어떤 액세서리의 어떤 참장식으로 이제 바꿔서.
A piece of bicycle chain is reborn as a one-of-a-kind bracelet.
I really like it. It's a fun, cool way to make use of things that you would just throw away. I'd heard of upcycling before, but never making things such cool things like this before.
The upcycling rage, which makes good use of waste and keeps our planet healthy, is likely to continue for some time.
This is a new type of enterprise chosen by 1 billion people around the world. It's the cooperative, quickly rising as a jointly owned and democratically operated corporation.
말 그대로 협동인 것 같아요. 뭐든지 다 사소한 일 하나라도 다 협동을 해서 하니까.
자부심도 있죠. 내가 뭐 기사가 아니고 내가 이 주인이다.
We explore Korea's cooperatives that are making a difference and practicing the spirit of sharing. Yellow taxis are commonly spotted on the streets of Korea these days. Marked as co-op taxi, these cabs are operated a little differently.
산악거리랑 그런 압박감이 없으니까 마음 편하게 운전하게 되고 여유가 있고 양보도 하게 되고 그런 모든 종합적으로 봤을 때 많이 좋아졌죠.
Taxis in Korea are divided into company-owned and private-owned. Most of the company-owned taxi drivers have to pay the company a certain amount out of their daily earnings. But Korea's first taxi cooperative was launched last July. This new form of taxi business promises drivers no mandatory payment to the company and better working conditions.
전부 다 출자금을 내고 우리 사주형으로 되어 있기 때문에 모두가 주인인 회사인데 남은 수익 전액을 기사들에게 전부 다 나누어 주는 그런 그 시스템으로 회사를 이렇게 설립하게 된 겁니다.
The cooperative's 150 members equally share all the earnings. They say that they now earn roughly $420 more per month.
우리 사주로서 이렇게 마음가짐을 갖고 일을 하고 있습니다 하면 손님들도 내리실 때 참 좋은 느낌을 갖고 내리시고 항상 고생하시라고 번창하시라고 그런 인사를 하고 내리실 땐 저희들도 이렇게 기분이 좋아요.
Cooperatives were started back in 1844 by poor British laborers. Now many world-leading corporations are operated in this manner. The most successful co-op is the Mondragon Corporation in Spain. It is a federation of some 120 cooperatives and 70,000 co-op members, standing third in terms of job creation in Spain.
The perception of the society and the government about the workers' cooperatives, is very good. We can say that since the crisis started in 2008, the cooperative system has proved themselves, to be a very good way to overcome crisis.
The concept of cooperatives was introduced to Korea in 1962 and developed mainly in the form of financial and social co-ops. Following the legislation of a new Basic Act on cooperatives in 2012, more than 7,000 co-ops sprouted up in Korea. As the number of co-ops spiked, the city of Seoul opened a support and counseling center to help people establish cooperatives.
왜 협동조합을 하려면 5인으로 만들었을까요? 3명이면 왜 안 되는 거예요?
법에서 정해놓은 최소 단위들이 있어요. 그 최소 단위들이 만약에 안 되거나 할 때는 그 문제가 있는 거예요. 예비조합 밀착 지원 등록제라는 것이 있는데요. 여기는 이 모든 그 과정을 아울러서 처음에 초기 단계부터 저희가 그 설립하시기 직전까지 조금 더 열심히 충분하게 준비를 하셔서 설립을 하실 수 있도록 그 밀착 지원해서 저희가 하는 사업입니다.
From young people to senior citizens, Koreans get a chance to work in their dream jobs by founding co-ops. It provides married women who had to put their careers on hold with the long-awaited opportunity to reach for their dreams again.
학부모 진로 코치 이런 걸 하다가 개개인이 하는 것보다 어떤 단체를 하나 만들어서 사업을 한번 해보는 게 어떻겠냐라는 제의를 받은 거죠.
Members of the Korea Maintenance and Repair Cooperative are all retirees. The co-op opened a new chapter in life for these elderly workers who had a hard time finding post-retirement jobs and sufficient startup funds.
동업이었으면은 아마 또 흩어지지 않았을까 싶은데 이제 협동조합 형태로 하니까 어떤 규율이 있잖아요. 저희가 하는 그래서 오래 갈 것 같습니다.
Having built a solid customer base with transparent fees, this co-op was named by Seoul City as a model example just 3 years after its establishment. Such recognition was possible because its members had dedication and worked in cooperation.
조합원들이 다 자기 주인이잖아요. 자기 일같이 하는 거예요. 자기 일같이. 우리 회사가 생산성이 아주 높아요. 내가 일 한 만큼의 대가가 반드시 자기 목으로 돌아온다는 것이 심어져 있거든요.
Cooperatives run by their members are emerging as a new solution to the unemployment problem.
I think the cooperative system in Korea needs to be more developed. People need to be trained, educated, and people need to understand what the real cooperative culture is, and people need to implement this cooperative culture within the Korean cooperatives.
Even the economically vulnerable can become strong when they work together. Korea's cooperatives are making a better tomorrow through cooperation and coexistence.
Mouth-watering dishes usually served in luxury restaurants are now available out on the streets. Food trucks are giving rise to a new culinary culture in Korea.
완성도도 높고 진짜 분위기도 좋은 것 같아요.
1 year has passed since the food truck operation was legalized in Korea. Four Angles looks at the changes in the industry and the challenges that lie ahead. This area around a college campus is bustling with young people, and the hottest eating spot here is not a restaurant but a food truck. Its signature menu is the savory Mexican taco with kimchi.
But it's very unique to see this in Korea, and it's amazing. I really love it.
Since Korea's kimchi is the main ingredient, the food truck is aptly named Kimchi Bus. Kimchi goes into almost all the items sold in this truck, as insisted by the owner, Ryu Si-hyung.
외국에서 차를 타고 다니면서 사람들에게 음식을 만들어서 한국 음식도 알리고 이랬는데 한국에 와서도 그런 걸 할 수 있지 않을까.
He traveled to 212 cities and 34 countries in this bus to publicize kimchi to the world.
미국에 갔을 때도 그런 발효라는 거에 되게 집중을 하기도 했고 좀 더 건강한 음식도 이렇게 만들어 팔 수 있고 그런 거를 좀 강점으로 생각하고 있고.
Word spread about the tasty kimchi-based dishes, and now even foreigners are hunting down the food truck.
My sister, actually a few weeks ago, sent me a message about a Korean food truck that she found in Durham, North Carolina. Yeah, 5 or 10 years ago, you wouldn't find any Korean food. Now, you can find some like specialty restaurants that have Korean food, so it's becoming more popular, I think.
In the U.S., where countless food trucks are in business, one of the most sought-after mobile eats is Korean food. But such popularity is yet to be seen in Korea.
우리나라는 아직은 이런 푸드트럭이라든지 이런 게 메뉴 같은 것도 그런데 좀 노점상 느낌인 거죠.
Not only was there a preconception that food trucks are unsanitary, but food truck operation was illegal in Korea. But last March, the president herself requested government officials to relax unnecessary regulations to pump up the economy.
실제적인 행정의 키를 가지고 있는 공무원들의 의지가 없다면 현장에서 사장되어 버리기 때문입니다.
Aspiring entrepreneurs can set up their food truck once the Korea Transportation Safety Authority approves the vehicle refitting, and it passes a safety inspection.
소규모의 어떤 자본이나 이런 것을 통해서 영업을 할 수 있는 그런 근거를 마련을 해 드리기 위한 제도를 개선한 것입니다.
As entrepreneurs with limited resources jump into the food truck business, the market for vehicle alteration began to thrive and subsequently generated new jobs. Street-side parking, which used to be illegal, was permitted at locations approved by the government. Also, a government support program is underway for young people to open food trucks on college grounds. An increasing number of people opt for food trucks since they can open up eateries at low cost.
일반 매장보다 저렴한 가격으로 창업을 할 수 있고요. 이동성이 편한 거겠죠, 아무래도.
However, location restrictions are still a problem.
밖에서 장사하는 건 아직 불법이거든요. 그러니까 이런 자리 선정을 하는 게 제일 힘들죠.
Parking permits are not granted for areas with lots of traffic and floating population. Most of the time, the food trucks have to park at secluded spots. So food truck owner Lee Jae-min decided to make a winning move with a high-end menu and a unique ambiance. The most important means of food truck publicity is social networking sites.
장소 공개나 메뉴 같은 공개는 인스타그램이라는 SNS를 통해서 올리거든요. 그래서 핸드폰이나 그런 것들을 통해서 손님들이랑 소통을 하고 있죠.
너 태그해서 올릴게.
Thanks to SNS advertising, in just 3 months since opening, E's food truck was cited as the #1 eatery people wanted to try out.
경험을 토대로 자그마한 원테이블 레스토랑 같은 걸 이제 다음 단계로 생각하는 게 그거거든요.
분위기도 좋고 이런 말들도 되게 많이 올라오거든요. 그런 게 이제 긍정적으로 바뀌어가는 과정인 것 같아요.
A year has passed since food truck rules were relaxed. Food trucks are expected to bring more variety and diversity to Koreans' dining out experience.